Hello everyone, this is Shadow Dragon from the DCUO community, and the artifacts feature is now live, so I'm gonna do something slightly different here for real, because you already saw the test server one. But what I'm doing here is I'm gonna try to run this with a sub 30 tune. It'll probably be the same though. So let me go ahead and play the intro.
Hello there, mate. How have you been? Alright, I'll cut the chumminess. I know we don't have much history together, but together we could make history. And speaking of history, I'm in the business of collecting things. Old things, new things, sometimes blue things, but most importantly, things with power. Ah, that got your attention. Good. Meet me at this secret location and I'll give you the details of this little arrangement.
Alright, so first of all, you can get into this when you're level 20 and up. So that's when you can start building your artifact. But I think you need to be level 30 to get past the first level, because obviously there are some instances you need to do to, get the catalysts that jump it to the next level. So a lot of us, most of us are probably going to be tier 8, so we're kind of going back and making up all this stuff. So more or less, like, as you're building your artifact, you're going to be going through the tiers in pretty much in order, or like content size, by content size.
There you are. I was starting to think you weren't interested in power beyond your wildest dreams. At the very least, we need to get these artifacts out of the hands of the monsters that carry them. You in or you out, mate? There you go. Now, let me check my shopping list. So, I've got a lead on a few artifacts. First stop, we're going to hell. I mean, why save it for last? Let's just jump right in, eh, mate? I'm pretty sure they're keeping my seat warm. Let's go.
So in this starter mission, everyone is scaled to level 20. And it's pretty easy to do, especially if you're higher tiered. I don't think you can die in this. But the reason why the upper tiers are different than if you're like before 30 is because of the way they do the scaling after the stats revamp. And I'll pull that up in just a second as soon as this loads. Okay, so yeah, if you look at the scaling, it used to happen on this screen. So basically everything would add up and then you would get scaled. But the new method is each piece is scaled. So if you have a mod, it bypasses the scaling, as well as anything you have allocated in your stat points. So naturally a higher tiered tune is going to have like way more innates that are going to bypass the scaling. So their stats will be much higher than like a pre-30 tune. So this character doesn't even have any of the innate stats yet. And he's unmodded.
We're after the Rings of Azar. Pretty little things, imbued with the souls of long-past Azarathians. The hippie folks that long stood against Trigon. You may have seen rings like these before. Your friend Raven has it set to keep the demons at bay. The demons inside.
The Brotherhood wins.
So this is all pretty straightforward and fast. So even though I'm pre-30, it doesn't really feel like there's a huge difference between the two.
So much power. I will finish you off
The
myself.
boss fights are going to take longer.
I will heal myself with your blood. Curse you! No! All the magical energy will be lost!
So if someone's a new player, it's kind of cool that they get to see these maps first.
Our next stop is the lovely suburb of Oa. In the old days, it would have been a real trick getting across the galaxy, but now old Johnny Boy's got Sector O on speed dial. Last one there's a duffer.
Yeah, so new players will get a preview of some of these upper tiered maps. And these are all pretty good choices for like old players too, because as I've mentioned in my other video, these are instances that are not normally solos.
The Guardians
although
and their
Oa
green
is-
lanterns are usually more the recycling type. They're not keen on outsiders digging through their dog. Won't miss what they don't know is missing.
I can't have. Gimme!
And you also get a mark per boss, so this is a very well-paying solo. But you only get to run it once.
Not yours, no!
Oh, the other thing I should look at is the prestige. This thing does return prestige.
Mine!
Alright, so we're at 249 now.
Mine!
It's probably different per tier too. I didn't really pay attention to it,
Ouch, ouch, ouch!
but this character's in my solo league, so any type of prestige could help.
You bleed! Ouch! Ouch, ouch, ouch!
Since you're such a fan of gallivanting across the universe, I picked a very special location for our next expedition. I don't want to spoil the surprise.
And also, I'm still kind of getting used to this, but there are different ways in which the nth metal drops. In this starter mission, you're getting it in like a loot picker, even though you're only picking one thing, but you're getting it after each boss fight. And the ones from this instance are not tradable, so they're bound to the character you're playing it on. It's the same case for the vault drop, as well as the stabilizer event. Like those will drop the same exact ones, and they will not be tradable. So now you actually have to pay attention to which character you want to run the stabilizer event in, since each account can only run it once. Because I was previously running it on a lower tune, but now I'm going to have to run it on my main. And from anywhere else, it just seems to be a random drop, and it might be based on timer. But the ones that drop in other instances, like from ads, those you can trade within your account, I think. I think it'll say account bound, so you can't sell them. But the catalysts are fully tradable, meaning that you could sell them.
Got it? Good. That's a thing of beauty.
And it could be confusing getting used to, because some of the names, like one of the names of the tradable one versus the non-tradable one, are exactly the same, and the other two are like similar. So like the ones that drop will have like a Roman numeral 1, 2, and 3. This guy didn't get the 2 yet. And then there's also like an account-bound version that has a Roman numeral 1, 2, and 3. And they will fall into different stacks. So I don't know if that's intended or not, but it kind of makes sense.
Into the source wall.
Because usually the vault stuff is not tradable.
Fine.
I'll cut you down.
And also, if they did that, it would be way too easy to farm if you had a lot of alts. Like if they made everything totally tradable and then you just did the vault every day and just passed it to your main. So I could sort of see why they're character bound.
Your tactics are flawed. Now! I'll finish you. All victories belong to Darkseid.
Don't wait for me. Grab it now. Nice job. Things were going pear-shaped there for a minute. It's depleted. At best, it may have some residual energy. Well, I'm not leaving empty-handed, so let's grab it and get out of here before we draw the eye of Darkseid.
So the ones that drop from regular instances, I'm still trying to figure out how they drop. Like initially I thought it was 1 per instance, but that's definitely not the case, because last night I did run like 2 quick instances, and I also repeated the same one just to see if they would drop from the same place. But it seems to be based on a timer, because when I ran Mannheim Chinese Theater, which is like the fastest instance, and it dropped from the first set of ads the first time, and the second time I queued in, nothing happened. And then right after that, I immediately ran Star Labs, which is another very quick solo, and I got nothing out of that. So it seems to be a timer. Probably similar to the capsules, but I think it's more often than the capsules. So it would be something under 20 minutes, so maybe it's 15, maybe it's 10.
That no one person should ever have. Look no further than the United States government. They've got all sorts of dangerous things that could blow off your damn hand. Let's go get some. What do you say?
Now, the first couple of times I did this room, the 2 items actually dropped from the same box, so I thought it was not random, but it actually is, because I ran several characters through this now. The first one that you get an item in will be like nth metal. So that part of it is fixed. You get nth metal first, and then you get the artifact. But it could come from any of these boxes.
I hope you grabbed 2. I want one.
Alright, so that is the nth metal. And the types are random in these instances, because a lot of characters I had came out with the 1, 2, and 3, but this guy's just getting the 1 and the 3. Well, he got 2 different ones. That's weird.
look what we have here. What you've got there is Steel. The same silvery stuff that'll break your hand if you try to punch old Captain Atom on Major Force in the nose. If you get boxed a lot, this might be the one for you.
I don't know who you punks are, and I don't care. You mess with the Major, you get the Force! Ah! I've killed people for less than this.
So just by doing that mission, you get a lot of nth metal.
Well, mate, you collected every last artifact on my list. I'll just take these and go. What? I'm a right bastard, everyone knows that. Fine. Since you did so well, pick one.
Okay, when you get to this point, you're going to have a choice between the two damage types, either weapons or superpowers, or the support role. And you want to think about what you play more as, or what kind of bonus you want when you're in group content. Because this will help you more in alerts and raids than it will in solos and duos. Because if you're solo, you're just getting the innates at the top, so that's the 236 health. And then there's other stuff like when you level this thing up. But the real bonus with the artifacts is the group buff. So you see the superpowered one, it gives your group might based on your health. And then for the weapon, it gives group members precision based on your health. And in this case for Troller, every time you use a power heal, it has a chance to give extra health based on your VIT. So this could vary a lot depending on your playstyle, and even if you're a certain role, you might opt to pick one of the other items. This character is pretty low right now, and I don't really play him a lot, so I'm probably gonna go with, well, he's munitions, so I'm gonna I use powers more than weapons. So I'm gonna go with the superpowered item, the Tetrahedron of Urgut. So this starter mission also gives you a lot of feats. Like I think you got 50 for the one before this, and then you just got that one. If you play for a little bit, you're gonna get every variety of nth metal. So let's go ahead and equip the artifact, because I think there's another feat for powering this thing up. And then you just put in each of these, the nth metal types, and you do Fortify. There is a bit of lag in this menu. Like right now I can't pick this last one. I have to wait a while. There we go.
Your artifact's hit a wall, mate. It needs the proper motivation to go on. What you need is a very special sort of item to help it break on through to the other side.
Okay, so that orange meter you see on the right is sort of like a sub-meter. As soon as that goes up, I guess that's considered a level up. You'll see the larger meter, the one in purple, go up a little bit. And then once that is at a milestone, you need to get the catalyst in order to get to the next level. So right now, if I keep getting nth metal, there's nothing I can do with it, because I have to jump it with a catalyst. And then if you roll over the catalyst item, it says that you get it from area 51, so obviously you have to be level 30 in order to level that up. So if you're pre-30, let's see, rank 19 is the highest you can get your artifact. And then once you get it to this level, it's gonna, well, actually I'm wrong about that, because I'll show you in a second. So the Area 51 is kind of optional. Because after you power it up to where I did, you get that dialogue from Constantine. And then when you talk to him, he gives you your
Now that
first
you've got
set.
the items you need, you can really give your artifact a boost.
Okay, so this is as if I ran Area 51 twice, because each one will drop one catalyst. So he gives you the two for free, and then I'll break it through. That's 100% success, and you get a feat for it. Okay, so from here you can get some nth metal and get this up to rank 39. And then from there, that's pretty much the highest a level 29 or lower can get it. And then from here, you're going to need to run League of Assassins Stronghold Alert, as well as the Sub-Construct Raid. But let's see how powerful it is at this point. So this is actually great for a pre-30. Because you're getting 339 health and 56 might. And then there's also a 1% health. And that's pretty good in proportion to what I already have at this level. So yeah, it's pretty big help. So once you do that, also don't forget to re-imprint all of your armories, because this is a new equipment piece which is going on to this menu. So you're going to need to imprint your armories to have this slot now. And of course, when you get into the upper tiers and when you really grind this thing, you can actually have multiple artifacts if you want like different roles, or if you want the two damage ones for different situations. You can grab a new one for 100 marks, and then you'll have to like power that up from the beginning. So I've powered up on my main through I think like the second milestone already, and this is actually pretty fun. And of course I'm saying this now because I didn't hit the upper tiers yet, where you get Blackest Day as one of them. But yeah, so far it's been pretty fun. So anyway, yeah, now it's live, so go ahead and hit this. Thanks for watching.